Happiness in trucking is real. And depending on what type of trucking you do, a lot of times that's going to determine some of your decisions and your choices out there. Let me just say this. You're going to be meeting people who are married, or you yourself are married, and you're out there meeting people and acting like you're single. So what I'm cautioning you about in this video is reminding yourself of this strong why that you had when you came into trucking. Did you come out here for relationships, or did you go out there because you want to stack some money, earn a new trade, maybe one day purchase your own truck? Okay, be aware that things will distract you. You're gonna see some beautiful people, and I'm telling you, I only know this because I'm human, and I'm very aware of the traps that are out there that can make you lose track of where you're trying to go. So my advice is just to proceed with caution, guys. You're going to meet these people and you're going to be in that lonely space. And if they say the right thing the right way, next thing you know, you're caught up. So I want you to start thinking about your why. Why did you come into this? What was your goal? Because depending on who you are, the wrong person could approach you and now you're caught up in this vicious relationship. Either it could be with a narcissist, it could be with somebody who has ill intentions for you. In other words, their goal is, how can I get something from this person? How can I get their money? And you got to be careful. Everybody is not your friend out there, including other drivers. Some drivers have families to support, and if they're not making what they need to support their family, they're going to find other ways. And so you just got to be careful. You got to be careful going into these truck stops, because lot lizards do exist, guys. Start talking to other drivers and find out those truck stops that you probably should not be going to, because in these certain environments, things go on, and you know, they're pretty persistent when they're knocking on your door. Okay. Being new, as a new person, you're going to go through the test of your will. You're going to go through, you're going to learn so much about yourself. And so my advice really is to just learn. You know, don't be distracted. Distractions can cost you dearly, especially for those of you who are in your 20s and 30s. You know, you're growing, you're going to meet people, and you're going to be super attracted to those people, and that attraction could really get you in some trouble. Some of you have people at home and you're willing to risk it all because you're out there. They don't see you. They don't know what's going on. And, you know, you're lonely, you're paying for the household or whatever the circumstances are, and that can get you in trouble. So my goal for you in your new career, even if you're in your 40s and 50s, because 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds make choices too. Remember your why. Why are you doing this? Some of you gave up everything to go out on the road so that you can start making some money. And the thing is, you may find out the money is not where it used to be. Trucking used to be full of opportunities, and there are still opportunities out there. However, from COVID until now, things have changed. And if you start talking to some of these drivers out there, you will find this out. Get focused. Stay on target with your budget. Manage your lifestyle on the road and manage your lifestyle at home. Some of you live in your trucks. I did that for 7 years. And I will tell you, in the beginning, we still had a place. Eventually, we put our things in storage because it was just easier than paying for something we weren't going to be at. So you may make that same decision and your truck becomes your apartment. Make sure that you are taking care of both your life on the road and your life All right. at home. I'm going to talk about some things that are not commonly talked about. And I really want you guys to think about what it is that I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but I think that there's some things that we don't mention in all of the trucking videos that are out there that need to be discussed. And mainly what I'm talking about is self-control. Whew. Hot topic, but let's get into it. All right, guys. Sorry, this is hours later. I had a phone call and I had to finish the phone call. But I think I was talking about the changes that you're going to go through and how you need to make sure that you are taking care of things at home and taking care of things in the lifestyle that you have started. Trucking is not for everybody, and learning how to manage all of that, doing your job, getting from point A to point Z, weather, traffic, fleet manager pressure, time demands, parking. There's so much for you to worry about. The last thing you want to include in that is meeting somebody out there. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be loved. There's a lot of you who are going to be single. And so the pressures of, being single is real and it's very normal. I just want to say to you to trust your instincts. Your instincts never lie. They never lie about people. And so while you're out there, if you are single and you're dating or whatever your status is, trust your gut, okay? Because it will never steer you wrong if you're a person who pays attention to that. But just again, revisit your why. Why are you doing this? What is it that brought you into this industry? Was it to increase your family finances? Maybe you came into trucking, you were working a dead-end job, and now you've built a career. So in building this career, if you're over the road or you're regional, you're not really home as often as you used to. Your family is there depending on you. Some of you have young children you're still raising. Don't lose sight of that. All of those people are, they're depending on you. They're depending on you to come home. They're depending on you to provide. They're depending on you to be your same self, even though you are going to be growing and you're going to be changing through this process. You're going to meet a lot of people, some good, some not so good. You got to pick and choose to maintain that integrity that you have. I've met both men and women who have told me some stories, and I can relate to some of that, but some of that is like, you know what? You put yourself in that predicament. That's why the divorce rate is so high in trucking for people who are married, taking the risk to just have this little fling. And then next thing you know, you've got this person constantly calling you. And now you're back at home with your family and you got to sneak away and go talk to the person. Don't do that to yourself or to your family. If I were to be a person who was raising a family and building this career to support my family right now, you know what I would be doing? I would be sharing my lifestyle with them. This is why I tell y'all to document your lifestyle right here on YouTube, because it's real that, your manhood and your womanhood doesn't turn off just because you're out here on the road. It's just how you choose to handle it, right? So the way that you can include your family, you got a woman at home, or ladies, you got a husband at home who are taking care of the family, the daily activities while you're out there doing this job. Include them in your life. So if you started a YouTube channel, guess what? They can see what you're dealing with out there. They can see what your challenges are. They can see where you are state to state. It's a great thing to take pictures and videos of, new states. They've never been there, but you're able to bring that to them. I remember my granddaughter had a project when she was younger. Excuse me. That project, when she was younger, was for me to collect keys, as many as I can, all over the United States. And so I was collecting those keys. Every time my husband and I got into a new state, I would find key rings. You know what would be cool if you did something like that for your kids, to include them in it, was for you to also take a video while you're in that state. Say, hey kids, I'm in Colorado and I'm thinking about you. Guess what? I'm going to get you something small from Colorado. And then at home, you could have them have like a globe or a map, and they can color in, a coloring book with a map on it, and they can color in, where you are. Just, it's better to include your family than to leave them hanging and wondering if you're okay. Because remember, your most important goal is to get back to the people that you love, right? Those people are waiting for you. They love you and they want to see you again. So make it a great experience for your whole family. That being said, those of you who are single, you can live however you want to. But just understand that there are people out there that are married that are getting caught up with you because they met you. It was instant attraction. You got all in your flesh. And now you're off on this whole tangent with somebody that you just barely know, because you've gone into this state, you met them, you've gone into this state several times. It could be another shipper that you've been to several times, and you met somebody there last time, you guys clicked, but you don't know anything about their history. You don't know how many partners they've been with. You don't know. And I'm just being raw and real, because these are things that aren't being discussed in trucking, and everybody's grown. You can do whatever you want. But the fact of the matter is, these are real choices that drivers have to face out there. It's not just doing the job. You as a single person can do whatever you want. You as a married person can do whatever you want. Sorry, it's getting dark. And so what I would say is, make sure that while you are out there, that you're thinking through with this brain, okay? That you're thinking through your choices, how it's going to affect your loved ones at home, how it's going to affect you in the long run. Somebody I know has AIDS, and, just even hearing that word that we don't even talk about anymore, guys, it's real. There are people out there carrying diseases while, we're not being considerate of where we are. So this was just one of those conversations I felt like was necessary for me to have, because there's so many of you out there now. There's way more drivers than there were when I started. And so you guys have to think about things just a little bit differently. Part of your professionalism is also how you carry yourself in your personal life. And I'm not trying to act like I haven't made choices in my life. I have. And that's why I'm having this conversation. I just want you to think about it and think smartly, and not let yourself get caught up in these situations that you are going to regret later. You owe your family, the family that's waiting at home. You owe yourself to turn this into an extraordinary adventure that changes your life. And, you know, one of the ways that we can allow it to change our life is by making good choices. So I hope that helps somebody out there. And I look forward to hearing what you think about this particular video in the comments below. Y'all be safe out there. Bye.